Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another Supatease video. And the news just doesn't stop printing off of the presses. Blizzard is responding to an outcry of massive feedback in this round of updates coming through with a lot of improvements. And some of those improvements, some players are still getting upset and riled up about. There is also some last-second class tuning adjustments that's coming through, and Blizzard isn't letting some classes sneak through with some buffs that they would have otherwise been able to get away with. So lots is going down in this update. If you want to stay up to date with news related to World of Warcraft, then as always, smash the subscribe button. Your support is greatly appreciated. Let's get started. So the bronze celebration tokens have been a point of massive criticism towards Blizzard as they are heavily time gated. You don't get a lot of them, and they're very limited in terms of what content you can get them from. And Blizzard has actually been very responsive to this feedback and criticisms being provided to the system. Our goal has been that players should and can get all of the tokens they need during the event by playing content they enjoy. This is one of the main points of criticism. We hope that this increase will help some players get more tokens naturally by engaging with their regular content and the 20th activities that interest them the most. This should open repeat tokens faster and allow players to continue with their preferred content type, be it PvP, raiding, dungeons, or outdoor style content. So now the improvements are going to be that for the Dornegal weekly quest, for the World Soul, for your archive, or for your delve, you will get 10 celebration tokens. Do note that you need 60 in order to get some of the coolest looking season 2 kind of transmog reworks that they did, and they reduce every time you get it. It goes from 60 the first time you buy it, and then it's 40, and then it's down to 20. So the fact that you get 10 from that means that you're going to be able to get a lot of these sets pretty rapidly. Bonus holiday quests from Timewalking, World Quests, Arenas, Battlegrounds, Dungeons, or Delves, you'll also get 10 bronze celebration tokens. For zone activity weeklies, for the Awakening the Machine, Spread the Light, Snuffling, Ashcat packs, and theater troops, you will get 8 tokens per event. And for special assignment world quests, you'll get 8 bronze celebration tokens, each 2 per week. And for 11.0 world boss, you will get 8 bronze celebration tokens. And for Queen Ansarek, you will get up to 15 bronze celebration tokens. And for conquest rated PvP weeklies, you will get 15 celebration tokens. Honor, war mode, and brawl weeklies will give you 8 bronze celebration tokens each. So hopefully this is going to feel, you're not going to feel so pressured to constantly do content you don't want to do, which was the main criticism towards previous expansions like Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands. And given that this is supposed to celebrate the whole game, it makes a lot of sense that you should be able to basically do whatever you want, just enjoy any part of WoW that you enjoy, and you're going to be able to get some cool cosmetics along the way. So I do think this is a W for Blizzard here on this round of updates and for changes that they have made for the game to improve it. The next change is targeted towards Mythic Plus. They are targeting some of the affixes. Now, from what I have seen from the community regarding Mythic Plus is that they don't really like the affixes that provide negative elements to them. Now, this one is improving, but I think for a lot of Mythic Plus players, they would actually just much rather see it completely go. But with scheduled maintenance on October 29th, we will update the Challenger's Peril affix. The Challenger's Peril now adds an additional 90 seconds to the timer of the Mythic Plus keystone in addition to the 15-second death penalty. We wish for Challenger's Peril to emphasize precise play and place a greater risk on players' decisions as they progress through higher keystone levels. With this goal in mind, we want to give players a bit more breathing room for these decisions by adding a bonus to Challenger's Peril while maintaining the penalty aspect of the affix. I think for the general feedback that I've observed from the community is that they just don't like the negative element. They would much rather affixes, reward you for engaging with them. You get more damage out of it as opposed to some sort of negative side to it, but they are at least listening to the feedback and looking to try and improve it. I don't know when the Mythic Plus community will win that engagement with Blizzard, if ever, if this is just how they really want to intend it to be. But obviously, like, the comment section of this got like really negative, so I was pretty surprised by it. Like, they were just saying like they don't like it, they just want to go back. It is looking like it's rough. So like, this is just like the general community, not even talking about like the high level players as well. It's like a broad overview that it's pretty negative towards these negative types of affixes. So this one, it's a W and a moderate kind of little L as well. They are looking at time walking dungeons, and I don't know why they're doing this because I really enjoyed the time walking when I just leveled one of my alts, but they're buffing the health of all the monsters by 66%. So this one's an L for me at least. Our intention with these dungeons is for their difficulty to fall between the difficulty of a normal and heroic level dungeon at level 80. Our goal with changes like this is to provide a fairer, engaging challenge for all players while keeping to the principle that better gear makes you more powerful. We'll continue to monitor dungeon difficulty to ensure time walking presents a satisfying level of challenge for all players. So hopefully this doesn't mean that leveling is going to be super slow, but if it is, you might want to get your alts leveled literally tonight before this goes in. Wait, no, it says it's already live. Never mind. You can't even get it in now. If you didn't do it, too bad. I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to get it done. That one I'm not so excited about. I'm going to try give it a go in another alt here and try and get a couple more characters up, see if it's that big of a deal. But I don't really like the add more health. I feel like that's always just boring. Like in Torghast when the monsters just scaled up in health and they just took longer to die. I feel like that's just not interesting. So maybe, I mean, the scaling has obviously been messed up with a lot of this stuff as well, especially when low-level characters can get in. So maybe like sorting out the scaling as opposed to buffing the health. I'm not too certain here with this one, but not a super big fan of this one. And finally, we've got the class tuning. Which specializations are getting out of this alive? Which ones are coming through? So they actually rewinded some of the changes for Elemental. I was really worried about their Ascendance being powerful or not, and they went back on it. So the Ascendance is now going to grant the damage of Elemental Overloads by 150% again. It's not going down to 100. And your Echo Chamber is now going to increase the damage of your Elemental Overloads by 40%. It was going to go down to 20. And I was very concerned with where Ascendance and like that specific window of time and damage was going to take Elemental, but that's not happening. So they're not completely taking you out of the game. Now, Mistweavers, they caught on to your tech. I was putting on my tier list. I was predicting them to be God tier, and I think they caught on to it. The rushing wind kick damage, you could get a really big amount of damage in PvP with that one specifically. So they are not increasing its damage in PvP. And surprisingly, Prot Paladin actually got noticed. I was wondering if any of the tank specs were actually going to get noticed, because a lot of the tank specs are actually getting very scary amounts of damage in this patch. And they targeted the Lightsmith. Divine Guidance now deals 60% less damage in PvP combat. It's crazy to think that Prot Paladin got a bigger nerf than like Feral Druid did the first time around, because I feel like that's pretty much taking it out of the game. That's a really big damage loss here for Prot Paladin specifically. They also noticed Subtlety Rogues. You guys didn't go completely scot-free. Rogues didn't really receive any sort of changes. I think Assassination got like a minor nerf, but Subtlety was completely missed. And one of those big one-shots that was coming through for Subtlety Rogue was from Flagellation specifically. So the mastery bonus to this ability has been decreased by 50% in PvP combat. So it does seem like they are still being engaged with the community, responding to feedback, looking to iterate on things and communicate this way. So this is really good, right? These are good signs. In previous expansions, they had kind of been like, shut their ears, close their eyes to anything that the community was saying. And like, we're going ahead with conduit energy and we're going to do this with meaningful choice. And you're going to get locked into these things. And that led it down a really bad path. So I think overall, the responsiveness to feedback, constant iteration like this is overall good, although some of the changes I do at least personally disagree with. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you like the constant interactions from them and responsiveness to feedback? What type of changes would you like to see? What is it that you're enjoying in this patch? I know it's been chaotic and hectic, but maybe there's something you enjoy. Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, that's it for me here on this update. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.